It's time to take a short break. Stand up, stretch and hydrate.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome in. Of course, we're not taking a break right now. It's just getting started, and we got the first ad break of the day to get rid of those pre-rolls for the next hour, and then we'll be getting things started here. So thank you for joining me, and welcome in. I'll see you guys here shortly. Hey, Rose. Happy Wednesday. Did I say happy Tuesday earlier? I hope not. Hope you're having a good day, Rose. About a minute and 20 on the ad break here, and then we'll get this thing started. And kicking it off with a great song. How about that? Nearly got my waffles in the toaster again. Nice. I ordered pizza and a Philly steak sandwich before stream today. Pizza's for later. I ate the sandwich. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I had pizza, so I thought I'd treat myself. Plus, I've been eating real light the last several days.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
I need something of substance, you know? All right. Happy Wednesday, folks. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching the VOD, obviously feel free to kick back, put on whatever music you so choose, and enjoy. We're actually changing it up a bit today from the classic rock summer to 80s summer grooves. We'll see how this playlist treats us today. I figured a little bit of a change up wouldn't hurt. Tomorrow, we are going to be listening to the Ark soundtrack. And if you remember, I said something about when we would be listening to that specifically. So you may already know then what's in store for tomorrow if everything goes according to plan. What I'm saying is, assuming everything goes according to plan, tomorrow, Thursday, July 18th, we may very well be finishing this guy up, at least the sculpt. Because well, of course, yesterday we worked on the tail tip. This is now baked. Today we're going to go in and fill that up and do the blend and get a nice little transition there. I've got this cardboard plate here. I already checked. I was pretty certain we were safe, but I wanted to verify. The burning point for cardboard is until like 400 or 500 degrees. We're below 300. We'll be good. I wanted a little bit of a platform to bring him up off of those little holes on the engineering block and have a flat surface to work with. We're not going to go into super detail today on the feet. We're going to get a general form in place, specifically so I can gauge the size of the claws. And we're going to make the claws so that I can bake them. And then tomorrow we can come back in, get those claws put in, and finish up the feet, hopefully. That is the plan. It's been like, well, today is day 29. Day 29, 3-4 streams a week. What have we been working on this thing for? Like 2 months? Somewhere in that ballpark? Month and a half? Of course, we still have to paint him. I suspect we probably won't be into a new project until almost August at this point. We're halfway through July now. I am wagering at least 20 hours of painting. We may very well be ready to start a new project before August gets here. We shall see. Yep, for the toast, we'll be we're in the home stretch now, without question. And like I said, tomorrow is setting us up to potentially finish, so. I don't like cutting with that. It's too dinky. I am going to add a bit of fresh clay. I'm going to cut off like 2 slices here. And we'll get that run through the pasta machine, get it nice and conditioned. I'm excited. I've got my Andy Mecha Crow head paid for. Can't wait to get that. Oh, speaking of, I thought of something that we could make on stream that could be eligible for sale. What if we did like little creature stash jar things? What if we did something like that? That would be fun. Might have to take that into consideration. And those wouldn't even be replications. They would be unique individual pieces that are all handmade, not casted, you know. So not quite a casting project yet, but something we could do. Maybe we'll, after Oblina, maybe we'll take a pause from all the crazy stuff and have a little bit of fun. Not that this isn't fun, but you know what I mean. I'll have to look for some little jars that'll work. Some little glass jars, and then those could be covered in a layer of clay and then sculpted around. So, yeah, I'll see what I can come up with. I've been wanting to do something with jars anyways, so. I don't think that every project needs to be something of this scale. It's fun. I enjoy it. But some breaks in between are nice, of course. All right, let's get this out of the way. Okay. So, we need to get some clay around this base here. We'll put some liquid polymer clay in there first. Get you a little view of the Jerboa as it is right now. And again, this defined section here, we're going to blend. I think I see a beard hair. He's got real hair in his tail. How about that? It's like authentic and shit. There it is. Got it. Made from real beard hair. Gotta get it as close to authentic as possible. You know what I mean? All right, so of course we're working with cured clay, obviously, right? So, like I said, a little bit of liquid polymer clay on here. And we'll brush that in before we put any clay on. And then just like we did on the cheeks here, if you remember, and we put the hair texture on, right? Much like the body, through the cheeks. And then I cured that. I put it in the oven, baked it, and then we came in and put some clay on top and did some blending there into the existing grooves of the fur. Worked out real well, and I'm really happy with the end result on that. So we're going to do the same right here. And then just a basic form on the toes today, so we have scale for the claws. That is the plan. Also going to kind of gauge Wednesdays here. Don't typically stream on Wednesdays, but no promises, no guarantees, but I'm eyeballing a new schedule format for Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We'll see how. We'll probably run a little bit of, a few trial streams for a couple weeks and see how it goes and make a decision from there. Good thing this is made out of cosplay and not Sculpey. That was my fault, though, entirely. Bit of realism. Yeah, I just shaved my beard and pasted on him. Done. He's the static cling with beard hair. Yeah, Rose, our next project is going to be nothing compared to this. You know that? It's going to be. I'm going to be like looking for ways to make it more detailed because it's so simple. I'm sure that Oblina's mouth will definitely present a challenge, though. Just the way the general form of her body is, just basically a snake, but then she's got that big mouth coming off of there. That's going to be interesting. I'm sure we can figure it out, but it'll be a interesting little puzzle to figure out, I guess. All right, so first things first, we just blend. That's it. Just make a nice little even transition there. How are we on this camera? I'll keep it on this camera for right now. If you guys prefer the overhead, let me know. It is important to kind of smear the clay in both directions to kind of get into the grooves on both sides. But right now, the main thing is just to get a nice little spread and transition going here. And then I might very soon get the OBS set up on the other PC, migrated back over and everything up and running. Because we're not going to do a lot of game streams or anything like that. I frankly prefer this immensely over gaming. But it would be nice to be able to play some games in between projects if need be, you know? Maybe have like just a community game day just to have some fun in between some projects, especially big projects like this. You know, not necessarily in between sculpting and painting, but in between projects themselves. Maybe have a stream or two where we can just kind of unwind and decompress and have fun, you know? Play some games that are open for others to join or something like that. You know, let loose after all the work, right? Speaking of gaming, started playing Elden. I see that. I saw on Discord you were playing some Elden Ring. Have you never played it before? We have it. We were specifically excited about the co-op, but the co-op sucks. Like you have to jump through 15,000 hoops every time you just want to like join a friend. So that was disappointing. And Menchie loves it. I enjoyed it a great deal, but I ultimately lost interest. I don't know. I really just wanted to play co-op, you know. And that's one of the reasons why I say like we will by no means playing a lot of video games on stream. I'm at a point where I'm really just losing interest. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love me some game time, you know. And there's still some games that I enjoy and even some that I'm looking forward to. But I just number one, I'm really tired of getting excited about games that come out and they're not even just disappointments, they're absolute just garbage, you know. I feel like this industry, or the gaming industry, is going through some self-discovery at the moment, if you will. And they can either come out with some self-realization or lean into the stupid shit they've been doing that has caused the problems that we're seeing. And I don't have much faith in either decision, so I'll just sit back and observe. I will say I am definitely glad I did not pursue video games as a career. Definitely thoughts out to all the developers out there. It's not a climate that I'd want to be wrapped up in, you know? Nope, haven't played it before. Can tell I'm used to games like Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden. Timing the attacks is throwing me for a bit of a loop. Yeah, you gotta kind of pull back from that desire to be just like vicious and in the enemy's face, don't you? You really gotta slow down your approach, which I enjoy. It's not the combat that did it for me. I enjoyed the combat in the game. That's why I played it as long as I did. I just, you know, for me personally, it would have been a better experience played with someone else, I guess. And that's just for me, you know. Again, I went into the game expecting co-op, like full-fledged co-op, and it just doesn't deliver there. There is a PC mod, but we don't have it on PC. Yeah, we got it on Xbox, so we could share one copy and both play at the same time. Because we thought we were going to be playing co-op. So see, we got rid of that defined line. What I'll do is give it a nice brush with some ISO, just to kind of help blend into the existing areas. And then we'll go in and manually do some texturing there. Starting with our defined lines and then adding to that. So I want a bigger brush for this, so we're going to use the flat brush. I don't want a huge amount of ISO, but we don't want it too weak either, because we want some on the brush so it'll actually do its job. You know, it's not like the fur where we have to basically make the brush just a slight dampness of ISO, because it'll break those little threads, but we still don't want it to like oversaturate the clay. And confirm you like the stick flinging be fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good game. It is a good game. I'm terrible about keeping attention on a game. And like I said, when I had my heart set on co-op, it just really, it just, If I remember right too, it got to a point where I just wasn't happy with my build and I couldn't be bothered to start over, so. And then something else came out and I got busy with that. Menchie's been really looking forward to that Flintlock game, and so have I. It looked cool. But it seems like it's yet again falling in line with many other recent releases. Not that it looks like it's terrible from the reviews, but not bad, but not good either. You know what I mean? And some of the things are kind of a deal breaker for me, like lots of platforming and in combination with floaty and janky controls. That sounds like an awful time. So it is on Game Pass though, so I'll probably check it out. I'm fighting with a marker penlet. What'd it do? I did see No Man's Sky came out with an update. A big, huge universe update. That company, man. That's a studio right there. Over 32 massive updates, and they still won't take any money from us. Like at this point, I feel guilty. Again, these are just some of the heavier lines, so we'll go in with like the fine texturing like we have in the past. But I want to follow some of the existing lines, and then we'll brush it down and go in and add the additional line work, all that good stuff. It is so hard to get in here with the tool. Bugger wouldn't easily come off. Make sure you dodge roll. Yeah, I suspect today probably won't be a terribly long stream, but it'll get us to the point where we need to be for tomorrow, so. I say that, but it'll probably still be a few hours, so. And watching for reviews on the Twisters movie that we're gonna go see. Apparently it's enjoyable. which is all that matters. It's a summer blockbuster. I just want to go watch a fun movie. All right, let's let that sit for just a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to go. I got a nice light on this side that helps kind of see. I'll just kind of spin it around. I'm looking for places to blend where the clay's not quite blended onto the hair strands. It seems like most of it's pretty good, but yeah. What I really try to do is blend into the groove, and then across the top, the ISO brushing kind of helps with that, like the top of the protruding hairs. And 1 second, chat. I gotta deal with rats. My rats, to be clear. All right, back. I heard a ruckus. And sure enough, I look over and Menchie's rat, Pixie's being an asshole again. Trying to make a mess. Nearly forgot about my fabric that's on the washing line. Oh no. Bit annoyed with myself, nearly got the boss in the first cave on the first go. Oh, nice. Have you found the guy that's riding around on a horse by the starting area yet? Not yet. No comment. No comment. Get a little bit more texturing in. Down in this region here. Whoop. Didn't mean to fling my clay across my desk. I'm thinking we'll probably... So, last night I was sitting around just kind of staring at this thing. as I tend to do. For no other reason than planning ahead, I assure you. But I was thinking about like where we go, what my next steps are with this and everything, and then I was thinking about, okay, so after the sculpt, we've got painting to do. I want to get some shots pre-painting. Then of course I'll be resetting my workspace for painting. After painting's done, I'll have showcase shots to do, and we'll be starting a new project, of course. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so how do we approach this? As far as like time editing for showcases, and I think what we'll do is just start the new project, and then in my off time of stream, I'll work on showcase edits and whatnot, and we'll just kind of use that method. I think that'll work. Now, when showcase weeks are up, you know, when we finish a project and it's time for me to do a showcase, we may forego one stream on those weeks to give me a day for the showcase shots and all of that, because I'll be utilizing this table, so I'll have to strip it down. And that way I'm not kind of in a mad dash to reset everything for stream. It'll give me time to set up how I need to, get done what I need to, and then get things, you know, ready for the next stream. In the future, I would like to have a bigger space and have a designated area just for photos and all of that good stuff, so I don't have to worry about impeding on my stream setup. We might do a little bit of extra here. We'll see. All right, this part's going to be awkward. Bear with me. I'm probably going to have to kind of duck under my mic to see at this angle, so it'll be a little bit difficult to talk. Yes. This is awkward. 1 second. keep hitting the button too many times. All right. I got a light. I can see you on this side now. All right. Give it a brush. And then we'll see if I need to go over it anymore. So far, I see a few spots that need a little extra attention on the blend. You know, I wonder, does this block? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I've got a mount right here. I could put this light on, but it's right in the camera. Oh well. I can always adjust that. And I've been hearing so much talking heads lately. I love it. All right, little brush, and I think we're gonna let that be for right now. Might revisit it with fresh eyes later and see if there's any adjustments or more, work to be done. Okay. All right. So feet. I'm going to turn this off for right now. All right, so feet. We don't need that. Got a few different references here. Okay. So like I said, we're just doing a rough form on the, we're doing it quick and dirty just to get a base form. So we can scale for the claws. And then I can start working on the claws. I can get those in the oven before tomorrow. And that way we can just stick those in much like we did with these guys, right? And we'll need 6 claws in total for 3 toes on each foot. Middle toe is going to extend out about 1 inch on each foot, with an exception on this foot. Since there's a little bit more weight on it, it'll be a little bit retracted in the bend. And then the 2 outside toes on each foot come off right about this ballpark here. And then we got webbing, slight webbing between the toes. Looks to me like the middle toe is the biggest, of course. It gets a little bit fatter at the end. And where that little joint is, where the tip of the middle toe gets fatter, that's where the end of the outside toes are. Simple enough, really. We'll use this as the definition for the middle toe. And then from here, we'll branch. Yeah, that's not bad. Certainly shouldn't be as bad as as tricky as the paws. Those were tricky. I'm very happy with how they turned out, though. Split this in half. I think what we'll do is just kind of roll out a little a fat sausage of a strand of clay. We'll use that for the middle toe. Kit Angel Arts, welcome in. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. How we doing today? We finished up the tail this morning. And we're starting on the feet today, Kit. And folks, linked in the chat, Kit Angel Arts, another creator here on Twitch. You work with multiple mediums, don't you, typically? Some sculpting, some air dried clay, some polymer clay. Am I correct in that? Bit of everything. Anything that makes miniatures come to life, there you go. Yeah, I would say I've seen a few different mediums involved there. Phenomenal work. And definitely recommend you guys checking out Kit's channel, dropping a follow, showing some love. I'm going to be using some ballasts and whatnot for this kit. My base on the Jerboa is a sand ballast, or gravel. It's sand. I've got a little cactus that'll sit off to the side of him. And then I picked up some, here, one sec. Ow. Picked up some dried vines, dead foliage, whatnot. I figured that would be nice to use on the base a little bit. Yeah, this looks like fun stuff. I also have some of the gray moss and whatnot. I might kind of implement a little bit. And thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how he's turning out. I was really nervous going into this project for multiple reasons, and I've kind of surprised myself. And being honest, he's kind of opened the door for me for new possible projects in the future, including a 10 to 12 inch rocket raccoon. I need it. He's my spirit animal, and I want it. That just sounds like a fun project that I will absolutely love every minute of. I'm gonna use this method for the fur when I do get to that project, but it won't be nearly as taxing because Rocket's got it'll be like his arms and hands, basically his face, his tail, and his feet, because most of his body's covered. So, but I don't know. We probably won't be able to get to that one this year. It'll probably have to be a 2025 project, because after we're done painting this guy, I've got another project lined up, maybe something after that. But I really want to keep my calendar open for the Halloween season, because I have some things in mind for that. That might be a good size for our outside toes. A little bit fatter for the middle toe though. So what I'm going to do, we're going to cut this. I hope that's enough. .124 scale cat I did has opened up a whole lot for me too. Never thought I'd be able to get detail like it. You used the cosplay for that, right? If I remember right. And yes, me too. In my opinion, it's the only holiday worth getting excited for. From the place Andy suggested, yeah. Yeah, this stuff takes detail so well, and it blends like butter, it's so nice. It does take some getting used to, because this project was the first thing that I've ever used exclusively cosplay on. I've used it for little bits and pieces like hands and whatnot, but the rest of the sculpts were always done with Sculpey. So when I started a whole project with this, that first day I was like, "Oh, I messed up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I don't know if I like this." But once I got a feel for it, there's no going back. I love this stuff so much. Because it bends and doesn't snap or shatter. Yep. Yep. Do be careful. Like, okay, if obviously for full form stuff, you don't really have to worry about this. But like with the hair texture, with as fine as that is, one thing that I've noticed, I'm using the rest of my liquid polymer clay. I do have some of their Cos clay liquid bond, but I figured I'd use this up first. And so when I'm putting that fur on, I put some liquid polymer on, brush it in, and then I start layering the fur on and scraping away excess as I go. And so some of that clay obviously gets this mixed in with it. And for stuff like this, it will deteriorate that flexibility to some extent. But again, if you're working with full form stuff, it doesn't really
It's
matter.
time to take a short break. Stand up, stretch and hydrate.
It's that time already, is it? We got about 2 minutes, 40 seconds until an ad break. When we get back, we'll go ahead and start working on forming out these toes. Mainly just a general form today. Not going to be live it's not going to be a long stream today. But I wanted to finish up that tail and I wanted to get a general form in place for these feet. Our main focus is getting the claws done. So we will get to that after the break for sure. And it's basically just getting some clay on here, shaping it, and getting our scale, right? I still think that needs to be a bit bigger. I'm just looking at the reference. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this out, make it a little bit thicker. It's easier to take away clay, you know, once we get it on there. Yeah, got painting to do. Been putting it off too long. Painting, I am dreading painting this. Like, I'm excited, but also I'm dreading it. This painting is one of the areas that I want to improve, and this is going to be a job. Specifically, a lot of detail in the face. I got to figure out how I want to do lines across the back. That's the problem for future me, though. We want to go about an inch away from that base. So, at 20 seconds till the ad. We'll wait. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We do have a 3-minute ad break coming up here. One ad break each hour as opposed to one every 30 minutes. It's something we started up here recently at the vote of the community. And I have to agree, this seems to work out much better than multiple ad breaks each hour. It gives me time to stretch, and it's a great time for all of us to get up, stretch, grab a drink, grab a snack, any of that good stuff. Guys, thanks so much for being here. 3-minute ad break, like I said, and we'll continue on with the feet when we get back. I will see you then. Be careful, that future you might cuss you out. Oh yeah, always. I'm always. Yeah. If you see some of my videos on my channel, you'll see that sculpting me is very rarely nice to painting me. So we just deal with it, you know? But I'll see you guys here in just a moment after the ads that are supposedly starting anytime now. It just says starting soon, so I'll see you in just a moment. There it goes. About a minute left on the ad break, and you know what? I need to make a note. I need to modify those YouTube messages from the bot. Just so you guys know, the FeralMoonTV YouTube channel is specifically and mostly for VODs. And each project will have its individual playlist there. So you can watch, the Jerboa start to finish if you have nothing to do for over 100 hours. Modify YouTube bot messages. Okay.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
All right. Welcome back from the ad break. Let's get right back into it here, shall we? Let's go ahead and get we're going to go with 1.5 inches just to give us a little bit of wiggle room on each of these and a little bit of blending space as well. I'm also going to be putting a little bit of clay around the base of that ankle, foot, whatever you want to call it. Like tootsie, little gray Tootsie Rolls. How about that? Okay. We need 4 of these, right? So what do we got? It's like almost perfect. Holy crap. Okay. Well, and split these each in 2. I don't even know why I'm using a ruler at this point. My whole work surface is a ruler, so not really necessary, is it? All right. Like I said, we're going to put a little bit of clay around the base there. And I'm just going to do a bit of a little bit of a wrap around. And we'll do the same on the other side. Where's that spoon? There it is. Kind of looks like he has like little hooves right now. In fact, let's go ahead. We'll Switch over here. And then just kind of blending this back. This will give us a nice fresh clay surface to work with. And really kind of solidify the bond there instead of just relying on, you know, liquid polymer. And again, we're not going for perfection today. Tomorrow is detailing and actual, like, you know, texturing and smoothing and getting like proper shaping done. Today is just getting a general form. Our main focus is getting that done so that I can do the claws for the toes, because those will get baked. I personally really like to make my claws ahead of time and pre-bake them so they're solid and nice and cured, and I can kind of shove them into soft clay. I know some people just like to sculpt them, but like in place, but I prefer this way. Push them down in there. All right, our big middle sausage toes, right? Let me get a reference within reasonable visible range here. This one needs to be, you know what? It's going to be about the same. And that'll go back over top. Right in that range. And we've got, I hope that doesn't get in the way. Toes typically don't web out that far. And that needs to be blended into, okay. I go. Thank you. What we're going to do is get a measurement. One inch. And that one needs to go back a little bit further. really just kind of press it in and push it back, I guess. Probably the best. Start rounding up that tip. Then it's going to get narrow as we go back. So we'll probably be doing a little bit of carving here. All right. I'm going to really just kind of start getting a blend going here. Then we'll correct the blend on the bottom. But yeah, this stuff, as you can see, it's just, this stuff blends so nicely. If this was Sculpey, not to say it doesn't blend, but you really have to kind of put a little bit of force into it, no matter how soft it is. This, you almost have to be careful how much force you use. Kind of do this with both sides, and then we'll take them off of there and get that bottom nice and blended. It's not a fun spot to try to reach. All right, let's take this guy off of here. This might be a little interesting. In fact, let's go ahead. Switch to the overhead for this. This is where I need like one extra hand. Is like, I need something to put a little bit of pressure against the back of the foot or the top of the foot. Why can't I have an extra hand here? I'll just do a back and forth blend real quick and actually works anyway because we kind of need to narrow out. Probably have to take off a little bit of clay on the top. But we need to narrow the in-between portion from the ankle to the tip of the toe. The tip of the toe gets a bit fatter than the rest of the toe there. So okay. And then, so what we'll do after this blend, we'll kind of go in with my little scrapey tool and do a little bit of shaping on this, and then we'll add the other toes. Once we add the other toes and get them to a point where I'm happy, we'll start working on the claws and finish up the day. But we have to get the claws done so I can bake them, of course. All right. Something tells me that Nelly was influenced by this song, huh? I never really noticed it, but that beginning part kind of sounds like, what was that Nelly song? Huh. What is that? Cardboard fuzz. All right, let's see. I'm gonna push that back. Where's my scraper? Okay. I feel like the middle toe is probably the most important part of this process, so because it's kind of the basis for the rest of it, you know what I mean? Now see, that one looks good. Why does this one seem so... Is it just because I have these too far back? I mean, that's roughly the scale. I mean, obviously it looks like shit because it's just a rough design there, but... And then I need to correct that wire. Matter of fact, that can be done after the fact. Actually, no, it can't. Not with that toe. Let's see. Pliers. Yeah, I think all the toe claws are roughly the same size. Let me see if I can get a rough measurement. About 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter by half a centimeter, roughly. So 1 centimeter from protrusion. 1.5 centimeters long by a half a centimeter high, essentially. We're gonna roll out a snake. That way I'm working with the same amount of clay for each one, roughly. Okay. Now it's time to see about shaping some claws and see if we're in the right ballpark or what adjustments I need to make. That's too big. Nice shape on it, but that's too big, too much clay. I suspect anyway. Well, lengthwise we're at 1 inch or 1.5 centimeters. And we're about in scale on height, but I can tell you right now that's just a touch too big. Just a smidge. So since I have already have all these pieces cut, I am going to take off 1/4 of an inch of each of these pieces. All right. Let's see if that does any better. We get these done, then tomorrow we have a full day of feet. That's a dream come true for some, I'm sure. Not that kind of feet time though, you know? Just sculpting Jerboa feet. I mean, not to kink shame, but only pause, right, yeah. Richie, how we doing, man? Happy Wednesday. Oh no. There's one. Mostly happy with it. We're going to do a little bit of unnecessary detail to it probably here in a minute because, you know, that's what we do here. Nobody said I was sane. You as well? Thanks, man. Doing okay? Yeah, I'm right there. Doing all right. You know, could be nothing really wrong, just meh. I think that's to be expected given the world around us right now, I suppose. I hit rank 95 last night on the Fallout season pass. Or season, whatever they call it. I got my fancy survival camper instead of my survival tent now. Dude, that thing's OP. I love it. Hit 97? Yeah. I think that's where I'm at now. But I hit rank 95 last night on my way to wherever I got to. But yeah, that survival tent is the best one yet, I think. It's got a tinker's table in there. It's got that the perk card loadout selector, ammo bag. That thing's nice. Especially when, like, if you're like Minchie and I, and we always leave our base with the wrong perk card loadout. Always. Yep, exactly. Dude, I always jump into an event from base and I'm like, fuck, I'm still in my crafting loadout. Oh no. Oh, son of a... You know how like guitar players tend to not clip their fingernails so it's easier to pluck? I need to be like religious about cutting my fingernails so I don't scrape. Especially my thumb fingernail, man. I was kind of worried, Richie. I was worried that meant she was going to bail on me, dude. She was getting super frustrated with the game. But some of it's understandable. That update, the more recent update, really brought back some old bugs. It's kind of unacceptable, but at the same time, it's not like most things in the game are hard to reproduce if you need to, or you know, whatever. Man, I can't remember what really did her in. She was like, it locked up on her once and she had to completely hard reset her PC. It's done that to me in the past too. In fact, I tend to keep Task Manager open in another window, in another monitor, just in case. But something else happened that really kind of screwed her, and I can't remember what it was. I will say I'm anxious to see these changes that are coming to the trade system, because the trade system is pretty bad. Getting into power armor, that's one of the things, yeah. She has a lot of problems with it, like freezing, like it freezes up and you have to wait for it to recall your power armor before you can move. I shouldn't say freezes up, you just kind of get locked in place and you can't do anything. That's one of the things that we've seen. Though funny enough, I haven't seen that for a while myself. But it just happened to her last night. One thing that annoys me is it like just randomly takes forever to load sometimes. That's the one thing that gets me. And it's always like the worst times. Like yesterday, it took forever to load when I got in. And by the time it loaded in, I was getting killed by enemies that weren't previously there. Like, super cool. Never traded in game, nor will I. For the most part, that's the only major issue I've encountered, but I don't use power armor. Yeah. Yeah, see, we've got like, I bought an additional perk loadout. I've got, maybe I bought two. I don't know. I like to play around with the builds without having to redo a build, you know? So I got a couple loadout slots, but I have a minigun power armor slot. I have a laser Gatling gun power armor slot. I have I have a shotgunner loadout that can be either power armor or non-power armor. And then I've got a commando non-power armor plus my crafting. Dude, heavy gunner's fun. Make sure you have the means to make some ammo though. I definitely recommend that one legendary perk card. in addition to the regular perk cards for ammo production. And then if you go laser Gatling gun, it's still the same perk loadouts as far as heavy and stuff. It's not an energy weapon, it's a heavy. And it runs on fusion cores. So if you do the right cards and if you have especially if you have a fusion cell recharger or fusion core recharger, you have unlimited ammo for free, you know? And then I have my commandos, the fixer. Remember when I said unnecessary details, chat? Here we go. Just nothing serious, just a little something, you know? Also, I know you've mentioned it in the past, Richie, but have you gotten back to streaming at all? Ah, got off there. Almost done with these. When we paint these, I'll be using the gloss varnish. Give them a little bit of a shine, nice sheen to them. All right. Toe claws complete. I'll tell you what, I am going to put those on this. And those will get jammed in his toes tomorrow. And then, like I said, we'll do more proper shaping of the feet tomorrow, and the detailing and all of that. Right? I just wanted a general form that we are ready to go with once we have the toe claws to work with. We'll have to do a good bit of shaping. I want to say that we'll finish this up tomorrow. We might need. I don't know. See, I don't know. I think we'll finish it up tomorrow. There is a lot of detail work that needs to be done and shaping. But it's the only thing we have to do. That is it. Now, one thing we might do before we call it a day. Oh boy.
Suddenly, I heard a tap as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
Who's that rapping at my chamber door? Welcome in, folks. Welcome in, Raiders. How we doing today? The Nookster. Welcome in, welcome in. Little fella looks fabulous. Nookster, thank you so much. Folks, if you are not already doing so, throwing a link in the chat. Be sure to drop a follow. Show some love to the Nookster. And thank you so much for the raid today. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you for joining Nookster and coming along. Nookster, how was stream? What were we doing today? Looks like Adventures of Little Baron Trump and his wonderful dog. Yeah, all right. How's the book? I think that's the one that you were working on the last time, right? But today we are a little wee stream. Today, Nookster. Today we finished up. Yesterday I did the fur on the tip of his tail. Right there. And then today I added a little bit of clay after a bake and then did a blend here. We're gonna do a little bit more blending there. And then disregard his goofy looking feet. I love your beautiful relaxing voice. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, disregard his goofy looking feet. They're just a rough form that we needed to get done today. That's what the focus is tomorrow. But we needed to do that today so we get some toe claws done and out of the way. We can shove those in his toes tomorrow. So that's what we're up to here. So welcome in. Welcome in. And again, folks, if you're not doing so, show some love to Nookster. Drop a follow. Check out her stream. And welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you guys are all having a great Wednesday and a great week. So much detail. Yeah. I might be overdoing it a little bit, but I can't help it. It's fun, and if I know it's not right, then it's going to drive me nuts, you know? Too many of my sculpts in the past, not that I'm not happy with them, not that I'm not proud of them, but it's all a journey, right? And I base every project off of the last project. Like, it's kind of funny. My next project is going to be super simple compared to this, and it's kind of tripping me up a little bit. But I like to I like to learn new things and expand off of that. So looking back at old projects, I see things where, oh, I wish I would have done that better, or I wish I would have put more time into this section, or, you know, this and that. So I'm trying to get into a practice where I don't give myself that many opportunities for those kind of feelings, you know? And then that results in me spending I don't know if I can get an angle on it. Those paws, completely unnecessary. The hands, absolutely unnecessary. You can barely see them from most angles, but I had to do it, you know? What's going on here? That's not right at all. Okay. Isn't life just always like that, though? Yeah, yeah. Yep. So, oh no, I gotta fix this now. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, today I'm gonna spend a bit more time, short stream today, relatively speaking, in comparison to usual, but why is this being weird? There you go. That's better. But yeah, a little bit of a short stream compared to what we normally do today. But it's just one of those things, you know. We need to bake those claws, and this is going to be basically a full day, if not more. I'm hoping we can get them finished tomorrow. But I guess we'll just have to see, you know. And the great thing is, I'm not working on a schedule. He can be done whenever he's done. Now, problem. I'm gonna need.
It's time to take a short break.
Is it really?
Stand up, stretch and hydrate.
It's that time already, huh? I'm gonna do a little bit more blending on the tail before we call it a day today. I want to put a little bit of fur texture into the blend. Maybe, hopefully. So to do that, we're going to use a little bit of the method that we've used for the fur here. And I'll get a few of these ready before break. Not going to do like a whole thing, just some bits and pieces here and there. Maybe we'll do like 4 of these just so we have a couple extra if we need them. We were talking about it yesterday. It would be very tedious and kind of a pain, but it would be very cool to have a tally system for every single piece of hair that I put on here, because I would love to know how many of these I've put on him. You know, we can quantify hours and everything by looking at VODs, but I want to know how many little hair pieces he's got. That's too big. There's a lot, that's for sure. A bulk of the 100+ hours has been the hair process. That's just too fat. A little fat little hair thing. I don't need it that big. Come on now. What happens to the little fellow when he's complete? Well, after sculpting, of course, we have to paint him still. I suspect probably about 20 hours in painting. And then after that, we'll attach him to the base, which also needs painted. And that'll be the first thing we paint, by the way. So that's the plan, chat. We'll start with the base. But then I have to find a place for him to call home. I don't know where I'm going to put him. I almost want to get like a glass display case. Something that covers it up so it doesn't get dust and stuff on it. But yeah, I've had at least one person inquire about purchasing him. But I don't think I can part with him at this point. And besides, even if I did, at 100+ hours, I would say close to 200 by the time this is all done. I mean, even at like $20 a $20 an hour rate, we're talking like $2,000. You know what I mean? And I just don't know if I could let go of him. I love him. He kind of means a lot to me at this point. I do need to get into something where I'm selling some of my work though, because it's not sustainable for me to keep keeping everything I make. All I do is hoard everything I make, and I'm gonna need a bigger house. I will say, whenever ooh, it's thundering. That's loud thunder. But what was I saying? Oh yes. Whenever I get to a point where I'm looking into changing my studio space up, I do want to look into some shelving. Somewhere where I can display more of my work.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. You, how's it going? Oh, that's a bad one.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Okay, bye. I think Hugh's having fun. Yeah, Atticus is like, what are you doing, my dude?
Welcome back. Let's
Oh.
get to it.
Oh, we were in an ad break. Okay, then. My bad. My bad. I got so busy talking and focused on her. I totally forgot about the ad break. Hugh, how we doing today, man? You having a good Wednesday today? I'm not sure if what we're doing here is going to work. I just want to try. See, I worry if I try to break it up too much, it's going to look weird. What I was thinking of is like, you know, we put one of these guys in, blend them in, blend that. Horrible? Wait, you're doing horrible? Is that what you mean or what? I hope not. Oh man. What's up, dude? Did you make the armature? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't for feet or anything, but the feet and hands. Well, there's an armature running down in through the feet, but the toes don't have an armature, and neither do the paws. There's just an armature running into it. I was originally going to do an armature for the paws. And I came up with these cool little things. That's coiled wire in there, right? And you can just slip it on top of the armature. But by the time we put clay on top of it, it was just too big and bulky. So I decided to go without. Just going through hell. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Hugh. Whatever it may be, I hope things get better, you know? This world is something else. That's not the right brush. You know what? That might be a good call. Oh yeah. Yep. I like that. We're going to do that a couple times around the perimeter of that blend there and just add a little bit more to it. You know what I mean? I like that. I do need to. Where's my composite? There we go. Get that one a little bit blended and less defined. Perfect. Okay. We'll do another one like right there. Take off the little tiny ones. All they do is get in the way, right? So trim those off. Maybe a little bit, a tad, like just a touch higher than the last one, right? I don't even know how to describe it to people, but I'm way past tolerance of the situation. Pretty much just trying to stay as calm as possible for my health. Situation just in your direct circle there, or just in the world in general? All right, let's go ahead and brush that in. Here in my neighborhood and country. Okay. Well, Hugh, I can say I kind of know how that feels. It's been an interesting weekend. Interesting week. And frankly, I'm tired of living in interesting times. Be boring, please. I've lived through too many once in a lifetime things. Thank you very much. Dude, you're not kidding, man. Like in my lifetime, I was born in 83. We've had Reagan and all his bullshit. Granted, I was too young to, remember most of that stuff, but. And then we had the Gulf War. And how many bombings? I mean, here in the U.S. in the early to mid 90s. Impeachments, scandals after scandals after scandals. 9/11 was my senior year in high school. Get out in the world just in time to watch it fall on its face. and I'm supposed to believe that the world is run by competent, upstanding people? That's a good one. I feel that as much boring, safe pleasantness as possible, please. Right? We're at an inflection point in history, and people had to do far tougher things, maintain and return to normalcy. But I'll be damn glad once insanity's past us. That's true, but also we are also at a point in history where that insanity reaches new heights, and that's what's scary, Richie. Believe me, you're not. This is why I feel the way I do about the human species. Everybody is a little bit far too optimistic about us, in my opinion. Just based on the, I don't know, thousands of years that suggest otherwise. I mean, we really haven't changed much, have we? I love people. I see us capable of greater. And it's very disappointing and frustrating to watch us run in circles, you know? I still remember being taught to hide under the desk in case of a nuclear attack, and I was born in 70. Yeah. Yeah. That'll stop it, right? If you're under your desk, everything's fine. People who run the world have me wondering if my mom lied to me about being dropped on my head. Scarier because those ones have real temper. Yeah. Yep. And here in the US, you know, for a time I was like, are these people truly evil? But now I'm just like, are these people just stupid? Because I kind of think most of them are too stupid to be evil, you know? Keep striving for the best we can. Yeah. Yeah. It just feels like that's not, it's the opposite of what we are collectively doing, you know? So we've got a little bit of a blend right there. I don't really need to worry about that. That looks good. You know what? Maybe I will put one right there. I attest to that. One of the issues I've been having is really bad air pollution, like every day, all day. The powers that be have been completely useless in dealing with it. So bad that I struggle to breathe every day, sleep and wake with a mask over my face and try to filter some of it out. Pretty sure I've developed asthma on top of severe anxiety disorder because of it. That sucks, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it myself, you know. On one hand, like it's good to see the push for electric cars and everything, but on the other hand, rolling blackouts are becoming a norm, and maybe we should focus on regulating the utility companies that want to put the money in their pockets instead of investing it back into the power grid. Maybe we should do that and make sure the power grid can support that transition too. Just a thought, but we won't. Because somebody's probably getting money to do the opposite, you know? Oh yeah, Richie, the George Carlin, you know, people, I like people, just not in groups. A douche and a turd sandwich. Those are the options in every country. Yeah, dude, it drives me nuts. It really does. I'm not a party line tower by any means. I am certainly not a centrist by any means because I lean too far in one direction. But I don't know. It frustrates me because it's never been about two parties. Like here in the U.S., for instance, third parties are very much a thing, but there's this self-fulfilling rhetoric that runs rampant. A vote for the third party is a vote for the other guy. And the only reason it becomes a reality is because people believe it. The answer's in front of you. Stop doing the same thing and expecting things to change. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Making sure things aren't blocked by bad intentions. And I don't normally like to talk politics on the channel, but frankly, I don't even consider this kind of chatter politics. This is just life, man. I think politics, in my personal opinion, are the biggest obstacle to progress. They typically don't really serve anybody, except for the people that are pretending it does. A year of no power. What? Yeah, see, Hugh, we didn't even ever really see it here, but now we are. And that says something. What was it? 2 years ago? We were getting warnings that, oh, we're going to try to keep the power on Christmas Day. Like, what the fuck? Like, this has never been a question in years prior. Why is it a question now? Ezra, what's up, man? Put solar panels on my house, have a fire in a chimney. I can have power and heat regardless of insane energy prices here. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I would love eventually to have a generator and solar set up on my house. Not to let the perfect issue now due to deregulation, lack of forward thinking, and a lack of realization of problems of climate change. Well, that's because we're too busy hanging on to tradition and dead people's baggage, man. That's just. We have people making policy over things that they have legitimately zero understanding of, and that's insane. Like, if I can sit here and give a better thesis on the topic of any given legislative proposal when it comes to like technology and stuff versus the people that are actually proposing it, like that's a problem, It's just kind of funny. We all grow up thinking that adults have their shit together and they know what they're doing, and then we become adults and realize that was all a lie. I think the world is chaos and that everybody is just struggling to pretend like they got shit figured out and keep their heads above water. And that's been the tale since the dawn of time. Ezram, how we doing today, man? I hope you're doing well. Marcy, how's it going? Long time no see. How you been? Today we're actually getting ready to we're getting everything what we had to do today finished up here, but we got a rough little structure in place for his feet, just kind of a rough basis that we'll work off of tomorrow and potentially finish up the entire sculpt. But I wanted to get this tail blend done. Yesterday we did this tuft here, and today we're doing a little bit of a blend at the base of that into the existing tail. Went in, got a rough form on the feet so I could make some claws that we'll be using to jam in there and finish up the feet tomorrow. Doing fine, Ezra. I'm good to hear, man. Trust you're well. Doing well, man. Doing well. As well as can be, you know. How much good we do. Oh, and that's just it, Richie. I know there's good in the world, but I'm also well aware that there's a lot of good people that are suffering because of really shitty people, and I'm really tired of accepting that, you know. I've seen it far too often firsthand in my own life and with people I care about, for me to accept that it's not the norm. And not to mention just my general life experience with the military and everything else. That was an eye-opening experience, let me tell you. And as far as like third parties and local governments, the two parties that exist now won't allow that to happen. I just don't foresee that being a thing. Not until big changes are made. But if you want my real thoughts on it, I think everybody in Washington needs to just be let go and replaced. Because I don't think 99% of them belong there. I want to get this spot is really hard to get to. Yeah, I'm probably not the best person to talk that with because more than any kind of party affiliation, I'm more anti all of it than anything at this point in my life. Boop. You booping the Jerboa? I love that one. I'm glad I made that channel point redemption. That's great. And can you sculpt dogs? I don't know. I mean, this is my first animal sculpture ever. I was really nervous coming into it. So yeah, I don't know. I have never tried, but I do want to do a werewolf at some point. It seems appropriate. That was luck. Yeah, so tomorrow, like I said, we'll come in here, blend all this up proper, shape up the toes, and hopefully finish up the sculpt. We'll have the entire day tomorrow, Thursdays being one of our longer streams, to really work on the feet. That's the entire focus tomorrow is the feet. So, hey, you know, foot kinks, get ready. It's going to be your day. And you don't even have to pay an OnlyFans subscription, just all feet all day long. All right? Maybe we'll even zoom the camera in for you, huh? Breaking TOS left and right, both left and right. Yes. I need to put the claws back on here. I'm not going to bake them on that. I just figured it's easier to transport than trying to carry them. But yeah, so after we get the toes done, right? Then we go back to the base chat. We're going to start our painting on the base and get the base done. That's the plan. Then we'll paint the jerboa, and then we go into assembly. We'll attach the cactus to the base, start doing detailing with stuff like this, you know? And then it's a wrap once it's all painted and assembled. And then I'll have to, of course, shoot the showcase video, get that edited for the YouTube channel. One of the things we talked about is I had been doing some thinking and how I want to handle that process. Like, is there going to be downtime on streams while I'm editing or what? And I think we'll just move into the next project when we get to those points. And I'll just edit and shoot, or I'm sorry, I'll just edit in my free time. Some pointy music for the close-ups. And then like the weeks where we finish up a sculpt and I'm doing the showcase stuff, maybe we'll just like eliminate one stream day to allow me to do the showcase shots and stuff. Because I use the same work table for the showcases right now. And so I'll have to strip down my whole area, set it up for the showcase, do all that, check my shots to make sure I don't need to reshoot anything, and then put everything back for stream. in the future, I hope to find a method to reduce a little bit of that for myself. But for now, it is what it is, and it works. It's just a little extra time and effort. So, I think that's the plan. I actually talked to Minchie a bit. You guys know she goes to bed early, and that's one of the reasons why I don't do night streams. I think because our bedroom's literally like the next wall over, and she's a super light sleeper. But I mentioned to her maybe in the future, if things start looking really good and promising for the channel, and if the channel's doing well and continuously growing and all of that, I might look into, because it's something I was going to do anyway, as far as like doing some work in my finished side of the basement. But if all of that happens, what I'm considering is converting part of that into a studio and giving this room up to Minchie to do whatever she wants with. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to require some things. For instance, I would definitely need to have AC down there. So I would have to get one of those like AC wall units or whatever. But it would give me a lot more space. And I could stream at night, which I don't know, could be good. I don't know. It's something to think about. We'll see. And all of that's even considering like one of the things that are possible is, if the housing market ever returns to some modicum of normalcy, we'd like to find a new place that suits our purposes and needs a little bit better. Yeah, Hugh. It's a nice size area down there that we never really use. It's kind of just extra storage space, really. Extra couch and extra end tables and stuff like that down there, and the ferret, she's down there, and it's heated down there right now, and it stays relatively cool, like 70-ish. But I would need AC. It would get a little bit sweaty down there working, especially with lights and computers added. We would need an AC down there. And it's got baseboard heat, so it's heated, but I don't know. We'll see. The more ideal option out of all of this is we find a different house in the future, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon. I don't think I need to tell you guys. The housing market is crazy. I think we all are aware. But in addition to just paying more than for a house than what they're actually worth, if this bubble were to burst, I really don't want to lose my ass on equity, or negative equity for that matter. But at the same time, I have like a 2.5% interest rate right now, so I would be kind of crazy and stupid to jump into something else that's going to at least triple that interest rate based on just market standards. You have a ferret? Yes, we do. We have a zoo here, Hugh. We have 2 dogs, a ball python, a bearded dragon, 2 rats, and a ferret. And we used to have a chinchilla, but he passed away at the start of the year. Yeah, so do we, if you can't tell. And Menchie wants a cat. I said, no, we have enough animals. Maybe in the future we can revisit that. I love cats, but it also makes me really nervous. I don't want a cat in my space. I don't want him in my workspace. I don't want him messing with my shit. I don't want him on my desk. Which basically means I don't want a cat. it wasn't for all of that, I love cats. It just, I have too much stuff that's vulnerable. You know what I mean? I have a stray cat outside that I made a box for and feed. We have some, but they're not really friendly. They won't let you get close to them. I don't know if they're just somebody's cat that's outside and it doesn't really like other people, or if it's just feral, like me, you know? They learn pretty quickly. The only thing I find a problem with cats is pissing on things inside of marked territory. Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, you don't really have to worry about that too much if it's not a male and also if they're fixed, right? My thing is claws. I have a real hard time bringing myself to put a cat through a declaw process. That sounds horrible and kind of cruel, you know? But like, for instance, I had a cat, and this is another reason why it's hard for me to consider a cat, because my cat from the past, he was awesome, like one of a kind. And it would just be really hard to have another cat after him. But he, as cool as he was, and as much as I love that cat, he was also a cat, and thusly an asshole. You know, he would hide behind corners, and as I walk into the room, he would attack my feet, claws out, you know. When I was going to class and working a lot, he pissed in my computer chair because he was mad at me because I wasn't home enough. He would use the wood trim along doorways as a scratching post, in spite of the fact that he had 2 scratching posts. And he was a big cat, like 35 pounds. So he had big feet, like big paws and big claws. So he really did a number on woodwork. Hell, my coffee table in there, if you look underneath it, you can still see his work, his handiwork under there. Any cats? Don't want any more. Lost 4 in the space of 3 months. Still not over it. Yeah, man, that's rough. Losing pets in general is rough, man. Our chinchilla, he was like 7, 8 years old, 8 years, 9 years old. And the last year of his life, he was dealing with some malocclusion, which it's treatable but not curable. And it's a common problem with chinchillas. And I think it was like the day after Christmas or the day after Christmas, somewhere in that ballpark this year or this past year. And went down and found him. And man, it's just rough. You know? Nothing like being outside in the middle of winter, digging a hole, sobbing, you know? That's part of the reason why I just want to enjoy the pets we have while we have them and minimize at that point, you know? My heart can't deal with it. And yeah. But I'm also at this weird point in my life where just like driving down the road and seeing like dead animals along the road is enough to like set me off. I don't know. It is what it is. I don't like the human impact we have on this world. But anyway, that's enough rambling for me today. Gotta run. Have a good day. Hey, Richie, no worries. I need to get moving here as well. I'm gonna get these guys in the oven, and we'll come back tomorrow and start shaping up these toes, doing a proper blending job, and get it all coming together. Right? Richie, I hope you have a good rest of your day, sir. Thanks for hanging out with us. What time is it? Is there... Let me see something. Oh, I figured I'd see if there's a particular channel that would be a natural target today for a raid. 8:30? It's only 2:30. What are you talking about? I do need to give the dog her meds. And I was gonna raid Andy, but I think he might be getting ready. I don't know. 7:30? It's all the times. Yeah, I don't think Andy's no post from him just yet, so I don't know. What do we do, chat? What do we do? I don't really want to get started on these feet until we can get the claws in there, so I can base the shape and fit of the claw on the tip. You know, we can work the tip back from the shape of the claw, because that's going to be the biggest point on each toe. And then once we get the blend in here, we'll do some additive clay. We'll do a little bit more structural formation around the knuckles on the toes. And then after all of that's said and done, we'll go in for some fur detail. May do a little bit more right in here. What I'm thinking is a little snake of clay that runs right along the edge and then wraps down around in here and just creates a little bit of a definition, muscle definition right there. But tomorrow will be solely focusing on the feet, and then after that it'll be any like minor details or fixes that we can go in and make adjustments to. He just posted a 30-minute warning with a hilarious picture of his dog. Oh, I see it now. Yep. Well, I mean, should we wait and raid Randy? Raid Randy. Randy Mecca. No, should we wait and raid Andy? I can always go over this some more. I'm already seeing some things that need a little bit of adjustments. That's not blended at all. That's why I always do a pass before I put things in the oven. Because there's really, you know what we can do? There is something I do need to do. There's a few correction spots. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Before we do, I do need to give the dog her meds. I won't even put up the break screen. I'll just do it real quick. It'll take me like 2 minutes tops. And then when I get back, we'll come fill in this little area right here. We got some. Yeah, I need to fix that. Okay, give me just a moment. I'll be right back. We'll get that done. Yeah, it should be fine. I was kind of worried like maybe we shouldn't do that until after the feet, but I think we'll be okay. So give me a second and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sweet B420. Wow, this looks so good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Disregard his feet. They look goofy because it's just a base form. Getting them ready for tomorrow because that's what we're working on tomorrow. But yeah, thank you. So what we're gonna do, there's a couple spots. This is gonna be difficult. Yeah, I really need to fill that area in just a tad bit. Okay. Got an ad break starting in 7 minutes. Man. Okay, so we'll roll out like, I'm going to do like 4 pieces here. It's going to be a little bit tricky because it has to, we're kind of working backwards. Normally we work back and overlap each hair piece, but this needs to be like tucked in essentially. So that's going to be a little awkward, but totally manageable. We've done it before. This is honestly something I've been meaning to do for a while. Oh, quick question too, by the way, guys. I mentioned that I'm looking into revising the schedule a bit, not to reduce time, but to actually add an extra day of streaming. Currently, I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We're streaming today to make up for Monday's stream. I didn't stream Monday. Had some stuff going on. But I'm considering streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. My question is, obviously you guys are here, but are Wednesdays a good day for streams in your opinion? Should we make this a thing? Oh my god, the eyes. Sweet B, thank you. Yeah, the eyes are just there's some prefab glass eyes, but they definitely worked perfectly for this guy. I don't do glass eyes for everything. It's kind of a mix. Sometimes I'll make them. Sometimes I'll do cabochons with paint or a print underneath. And then I recently picked up a large assortment of prefab glass eyes like this. Saw these two in the bunch and thought they were perfect for this guy. So Yeah, this won't take long. Figured it'd give us some time, and by the time we're done, hopefully we can go say hello to Andy. We don't have a lot of overlap, him and I, so when we get an opportunity to raid Andy Mecca, we raid Andy Mecca, you know? And I can't wait to get my crow. I'm looking forward to it. All right, well, we managed to get 4 out of the bunch. We'll trim off. You know what? Let's go overhead for right now. I'll trim off the excess here.
It's time to take a short break. Stand up, stretch and hydrate.
No, I don't want to. We've got 3 skips. How long do those skips... Is that like a 5-minute snooze on those? It's 15 minutes of snoozing. I don't know if that's enough time, chat. Can somebody let me know when Andy does go live, please? Anyone? We might just go ahead and work through this ad break. And listen to Prince while we do this. No. Oh, this is such a hassle. This is not going to be fun, chat. Well, there's one. Manage that one. Basically, just got to get it on there and kind of get between and try to... Oh. I don't like it. I got kind of messed up. Let's... Get that one out of here. Had my op today, only been home for a couple hours. How'd it go as a blocker? Hope you're doing well. Lovely bum there. Yeah. Face down, ass up, you know. As Jerboa's assuming the position today. All right. All right. Can we not do that? That would be great. Yeah, basically just trying to fill in a problem area here. I made the little hairs flare out purposely, but there's been a little bit of breakage around there because of that. So I just need to kind of fill the gap on that. Really well, quick 25-minute op. Glad it's over and done with, and now to get back to normal again. Hell yeah, man. What the? We might have just the right amount of these too. Let's go ahead and chop off this extra one. Yeah, we're a light day today is the blocker. Basically finished it up. Yesterday we did the tuft on its tail here. Kind of hard to get you in frame. There we go. And then today I just had to blend that in a little bit and get a basic structure going on the feet so that I could do the claws, get those baked. And then tomorrow we're going to spend basically all day working on feet and potentially finishing up the sculpt. So, and right now we're just kind of getting a few odds and ends done while we wait on Andy to go live so we can rate him. It was funny. I looked over and I'm like, I see him in the chat. Oh no, he's not live.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
All right. Well, if you got an ad break, welcome back. Normally we pause for that sort of thing, but given the circumstances at the moment, we just kind of work through it today. Can you not, sir? What? He did not want to come off there, did he? Not having much luck here, chat. I almost wonder, let's go ahead and put a little bit of it. My thumb is falling asleep. The thumb that's under the Jerboa's butt. Also, did it do what? Yes, it did. Okay, good. I was gonna say I added you to the bot, Ziplocker. I wanted to make sure he followed through with that. It looks like he did. So good to see. Made affiliated on Sunday, set myself a goal and completed it. Great feeling. Congrats, man. That's awesome. Very cool. Oh, I gotta put him down. My thumb is like numb at this point. Oh, that popped all the way back my wrist. That felt good. Mr. Mecca has gone live, just to let you know. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. All right, chat. Let's do the things, shall we? That was the timing couldn't have been better, actually. Let's go ahead and get all the mess set aside, cleaned up, move our claws back over here for transport. Get those to the oven. Matter of fact, yeah, I hear you, man. That's how I feel about it. Like, I certainly wouldn't be where I am without the people that are here, you know? And spending over 100 hours watching me put fur on a jerboa, nonetheless, you know? Hopefully I at least make it entertaining and enjoyable. We do have, yes, okay. Yeah, I know it's pretty chill overall. You know, we don't get crazy in here or anything really, but we have some good conversations. I know that much. I've really been enjoying some of our discussions but yeah, there's a rough basis on his foot, and I'll throw you guys over to the side view again just so kind of get an idea. This toe is probably going to get cut back a little bit. It seems a tad bit long. The ball, where it kind of gets thicker, should be starting. right about at the tip of the other two toes. Placement, overall, we're in the general ballpark we need to be. So tomorrow, these will be baked. We'll shove those in when needed, but kind of use them to gauge the size of the tips of the toes and work our way backwards. Get that blend done, do any of the bone structure details, stuff like that, and then go over all of that with the fur detail to finish it up. And that will mark the end of the sculpt, and we'll be ready for painting. So painting's going to start with the base. We're going to get that done and out of the way. That way it's ready when we need it. And then we'll continue painting the Jerboa on here until we're ready to put them on the base. We'll clip the wires, attach them with an epoxy, and that'll be a wrap. Thanks, Sweet Bee. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. You are a first-time chatter I saw, if I'm not mistaken. So welcome in. I do hope you enjoyed the stream today. Today's been a little bit lackluster, you know. I came in with a plan. We had minimal things to do today. Tomorrow we'll be working on feet. So that'll be the focus. But anyway. Thank you, Web Dev Tim. It's good to see you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Zablocker. I appreciate it, man. I'm so happy with how he's turning out. I'm really happy with him. He's going to be leaning forward a little bit more. This is something we'll work to correct tomorrow. He's leaning slightly back. I gotta fix that, but we'll take care of that tomorrow. Tim's an Irish legend. Yeah, I've seen. Let's see. I've seen WebDev Tim around at the Nooksters, and I want to say Irish Island, and at Artwork by Andy's, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there we go. Hey, look at that. In spite of what they tell you, kids, marijuana does not ruin your memory. Look at that. Looking forward to watching you work more often. It's been very relaxing and your work is stunning. Well, thank you. I very much appreciate that. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed. Not all projects will be super crazy like this. This is my biggest project to date in all aspects of the word. But I really, really enjoy this, and it's been really fun having a project that I've spent so long on. We'll break those projects up a bit, you know, because I think there is some value in having some projects that you can just bust out and be done with. And our next project is going to be relatively simple. We're returning to a series that I started way back when I started the YouTube channel 2 years ago, roughly 2 years ago. Where I started the Sculpting 90s Nicktoons, and I've done Ickis and Crumb from Ah Real Monsters, the cartoon. And now it's time to do Oblina. It's well past time, so that's our next project. She'll be simple compared to this, for sure. Hey, Grin, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. How many hours now? It's the blocker. I'd have to look, but I know we're over 100. I know there's over 100 hours. How goes it? It's going well, man. Going well. Just getting things wrapped up for the day. And got ourselves set up for a nice start for tomorrow. So. Yep, and then Zablocker, I figured we probably have at least 20 hours ahead of us in painting, somewhere in that ballpark, between the base and the Jerboa itself. So like a week or two of painting, and then whether or not we take a break and play some video games or something, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. part of me's ready to just jump in, you know, but we'll see. We're not even there yet. So has the Jerboa started walking yet? Get more real each time I see it. He's got toes now. Well, the start of some toes anyway. Just a real basic form for the start. That's what we're working on tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here today. Are we in favor of more Wednesday streams? Because like I said, I am looking to modify the schedule. I'm looking to add an extra day. Right now we're streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays with the optional possibility of a bonus stream on Friday, which I'll be honest is only going to work out sometimes, you know, everyday streams. So if you know, I'll tell you, I'll be honest, if this is a representation of what a Wednesday stream would look like, I'm totally fine with that. Start at like 11:30, 11, 12 o'clock my time and run it until about 3 right now. I'm down with that. So keep an eye out. When I make a final decision, I'll let you guys know. We'll probably just kind of test it out for a little bit, and I'll stick mostly to our scheduled schedule. But we'll play around with it, see how it works out. But what I'm thinking is Mondays right now are 11 to 5. Tuesdays are 1 to 5. Tuesdays are 11 to 3. Thursdays are 1 to 5. I'm thinking 11 to 3 on Mondays, 1 to 5 on Tuesdays, 11 to 3 on Wednesdays, 1 to 5 on Thursdays. That's what I'm thinking. And that's GMT -5 Eastern time is. Created a new time zone. FMT, Feral Moon time. All right. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. And speaking of, link in the chat right now for the primary YouTube channel. You can find the VODs on YouTube too. In fact, every project will have its own independent playlist on that channel, but that channel is FeralMoonTV on YouTube. And then Feral Moon Designs is our main YouTube channel. That's where you'll find all the condensed time lapses and showcases for all my previous work. And then all current and future projects will have a showcase over there. So laughed and it hurt. Oh no. So yeah, check that out if you haven't. And link in the chat to the Discord as well. Best place for all the latest updates on the stream, the channel, when I'm going live, all that good stuff. You can share your artwork in there. Keep us posted on any updates. And let's see. Hugh, I've got you. I see you in there, buddy. Let me get your role assigned. And now you have access. Welcome in. And why is that being weird? What? Well, that's interesting. Artistic B. Let me see if I can get you added here. It's being really weird. There you are. All right. Access roles have been assigned. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for joining us in the Discord. But yeah. Shibuya roll call. Time to roll a joint? Yes, agreed. I need to get these guys in the oven, get those claws baked, and then also myself. Oh, man. It's been fun, guys. It's been a real fun stream today. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Big thank yous to each and every one of you that have spent some time with me here today. Thank you for the raid from the Nookster. Very much appreciated. Everybody that came along there, each and every one of you that spent time hanging out with me and chatting. I appreciate it. It was a blast. Some really good conversations today and fun times. All the lurkers out there, appreciate you. Lurking is awesome and you are appreciated. So thank you. It's a big support and always welcome. Always welcome. Thank you for that. Follows. We had. I thought we had a follow. Maybe that was from. Yeah, that was from yesterday. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the raid. Thank you guys for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day. We are going to go say hello. Fully functional stoner. Thanks for the Discord invite. I hope you have a wonderful day. You too, Sweet Bee. You too. Guys, I'm going to throw some raid calls at you here. Non-subs. Here's one for you. And if you're sub to the channel, there's one for you. I'm going to get that copied as well. When we get over to Andy's channel, throw those in the chat. Make some noise and say hello. Liz, thank you for that. Is it Liz? Yeah, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you're just coming in, you're catching us at the end, unfortunately. But if you've been hanging out, hope to see you next time and join us on the raid. When I saw Wee Andy, I was shocked. All right, let me get that queued up. We're going to go say hello to another sculptor. One of the reasons why I'm here on Twitch streaming this stuff to begin with. Mr. Andy Mecca. Because, of course, before I was only doing YouTube stuff, right? And Andy really kind of inspired me to start the streaming stuff. So, love Andy's stream. I'm always there hanging out. And you'll probably catch me there. And all of that. Hi and bye for now. Liz, have a great rest of your day. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Queuing up the raid. Get those raid calls ready. And I will see you at Andy's stream. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you back here tomorrow. You know what? It's scheduled at 1 Eastern. Maybe as early as noon Eastern, okay? We might get a little early start tomorrow. But I'll see you guys then. I'll post, of course, in Discord. Have a great night. Have a great Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later, guys. Start at FMT. Feral Moon time, exactly. I'll see you guys over at Andy's. Later, guys.